Okay, bro, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Thang? If you're new to the channel, let me just say quickly, this is not the strictest gaming news channel. I aim to do more analysis, reviews, discussion, and critiques. Occasionally, I will do something a little different when I believe the situation calls for it, like this situation here with Cyberpunk 2077. This guy. It fell out of the sleeve, but you know what I mean. The booklet stuff. Did you leave yet? Before we go any further here, I want to say that this was and is one of my most anticipated games of the year. I've been excited for it for a long time. Now, I want you to know that, because if you perceive any bias on my part, it's because I like the game. I really do. So sue me. Please don't sue me. I actually don't have any money. Again, I like the game a lot, despite its issues, and I feel like I have to say that. I do like the game, despite all those issues, but what happened exactly? That's what I want to talk about. I want to open this discussion. We will likely never know what exactly happened behind the scenes with this game, but we can maybe make some educated guesses, and my aim here is to give you a bit of succinct overview. Words are hard for me, remember that. And give you some of my brief thoughts, of course. I feel very twitchy in this video. Personally, it's hard to even really critique or talk about the game, I mean, in a way, because I was always going to like it. Unless I open it up and end up being a carbon copy of The Witcher 3, but with guns and no genital enlargement customization. Come on, I mean, who doesn't like making their balls bigger? Come on. Now, for those of you who haven't been following, it goes a long way back. The troubles, or I guess weirdness or development snafus. Can we say snafus? Why am I afraid to say snafus? So let's give it a look, shall we? I'm here to give you the lowdown on this here showdown. Let's just begin, okay? First off, I want to say this timeline breakdown on the development I'm going to share with you comes from PC Gamer. So, thanks guys. Seems very long ago now, but Cyberpunk was actually announced back in 2012. Now that doesn't mean that the game was in development for 8 years. All it means is that they had the idea for the game and they started talking about it and what it might look like. In January of 2013, we get our first official teaser trailer for Cyberpunk 2077. Again, it doesn't mean Cyberpunk was in development the whole time, since the announcement or even the teaser trailer. More likely, they were still in the concept phases of development. So here comes May 2015, The Witcher 3 releases to resounding critical and commercial success. CD Projekt Red ships most of its team over to officially begin full development on Cyberpunk 2077. Now, CD Projekt Red is quiet for a bit. And in June of 2018, we get our first in-game engine trailer at the Xbox Showcase. We end up seeing what was originally behind the scenes demo or gameplay demo, which contained 45 minutes of gameplay. It was awesome. I had to watch it. I wanted to know if this game was going to be any good, and it looked good at the time. Still kind of is, I don't know. Okay, this is where it starts to get crazy, or rather more interesting. Keanu Reeves comes on stage at E3 2019 to show up Cyberpunk for the Xbox Showcase. We learn Keanu Reeves is in it. And he's breathtaking. And I can't speak still.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
Also, we get a release date, April 16th, 2020. It was a more innocent time. It was the worst of times and the best of times. It was actually the worst of times. It sucked. January 2020. The game is delayed until September 17th, 2020. June 2020. The game is delayed yet again until November 19th. 2020. October 20th, the game is delayed again until December 10th. All of these delays were reportedly to bring more polish to the game and squash some bugs, because we hate bugs. We really do. Now, here we are. Given the state of Cyberpunk at launch, it makes me think, thank God it didn't come out in April. Could you imagine the state of this game? It had come out in April. It'd probably just be a mess. I was trying to think of a cool way to describe it, but I couldn't think of anything. So a mess is fine. Now, I think it was the week of December, first week of December rather. First week of December before the game came out, reviewers started getting review codes. And a lot of them had actually reported that there were no console review codes given out only on PC. They were given review codes for. If you like a YouTuber who got a review code, chances are you've heard them describe the whole scenario around it. But in any case, I actually found an article on gamerant.com that reports exactly that. On top of that, they reportedly were not allowed to show any of their own gameplay footage for B-roll, only already released promotional footage and trailers and screenshots. And the game is, for some people, buggy as hell. Consensus seems to be that the best version of the game, as in the most optimized versions of the game, is 1. PC, 2. Xbox Series X, of course running with backwards compatibility, and 3. PS5, also running with backwards compatibility. Then the I just burped a little. Then the other, the PS4 and Xbox One versions, yikes. Among some of the bugs that were reported were some items will simply not show up when you're looking at your character screen. Pieces of clothing and other equipment will randomly disappear from NPCs. Lootable items will randomly float in the air from time to time. Your character screen will show that certain items have 0 stats. Characters often break their animation cycles and randomly strike T-poses. Can we hit pause for a second? That's probably one of the most hysterical bugs to come out of all video games. Characters just like, for no apparent reason, just T-posing. Like, what? How does that happen? Who did this? Then you have frame rate drops, the smudge effect. You know, making characters just, I don't know, look all smudgy. Random crashes, and the list goes on. It's been a mess, and there has already been one day one patch, followed by a hotfix the following day to address some of these issues. I said in my impressions video, my game ran fine for the most part on my PS5, except for some visual jankiness as well as some random crashes. It's always happened when I'm driving. I don't know if that means anything. Am I a bad driver? But at least on next-gen consoles, it seems you can at least enjoy the game somewhat, where on Xbox One, and especially a base PS4, the game appears to be just broken. And after a few days of silence, CD Projekt Red finally released a statement via their Cyberpunk Twitter account just yesterday, like last night, in the middle of the night, maybe in the morning. It was like 3 a.m. almost. It was crazy, like everyone's sleeping, man, come on. It reads, "Dear gamers," hey, that's us. First of all, we would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make an informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Second, we will fix bugs and crashes and improve the overall performance. The first round of updates has just been released, and the next one is coming within the next 7 days. Expect more, as we will update frequently whenever new improvements are ready. After the holidays, we'll continue working. We'll release 2 large patches, with patch number 1 in January. This will be followed by patch number 2 in February. Together, those should fix the most prominent problems facing gamers on last-gen consoles. We will be informing you about the contents of each patch ahead of their release. They won't make the game on last-gen look like it's running on a high-spec PC or next-gen console, but it will be closer to that experience than it is now. Finally, we always like everyone who buys our games to be satisfied with their purchase. We would appreciate it if you would give us a chance, but if you are not pleased with a game on your console and don't want to wait for updates, you can opt for a refund for your copy. For copies purchased digitally, please use the refund system on PSN or Xbox respectively. For boxed versions, please try and get a refund at the store where you bought the game. Should this not be possible, please contact us at helpmerefund@cdprojectred.com. We will do our best to help you. Starting today, you can contact us for a week up until December 21st, 2020. So yeah, it's a shit show, my friends. It's a shit show. Now, I do commend them for admitting fault and even letting you get your money back if you're not satisfied with your purchase. It's the least they could do, and it's honestly what they should do. Now, I'm a big fan of CD Projekt Red, but the launch of this game and how it was handled specifically on last-gen consoles is just not acceptable. A lot of people will say, well, just wait for the patches. It'll fix the issues. Relax, bro. Look, to the extent that they're going to fix issues, they should. But that's not to absolve them of releasing, for some people, what is a broken game. Just because we like the company doesn't mean we shouldn't be willing to hold them to account. And we can't just shift the Overton window because, well, they're going to fix it. I really don't get this whole cult-like worship with companies sometimes. Like, I get that you're a fan of the company and you think that they do good work. I think that CD Projekt Red does good work, but you have to be willing to hold them accountable, especially if you like them, because that's how they'll grow and they'll learn and they'll be better next time and they'll make a more consumer-friendly decision. This is what you want. You want them to make consumer-friendly decisions. By saying like, oh, they'll just fix it later, it's like you're greenlighting a company just releasing broken products and unfinished work because, well, they'll fix it later. Again, I really do like the game, despite all its issues, and I don't have a dog in this fight. If anything, I want them to make the game better, and I already think it's pretty great, and it's an ambitious experience from a talented studio. I'm glad they're trying to make it right now, like make it better, but it shouldn't have had to be this way. It didn't have to be this way. I think a better move might have been to just axe the last gen versions of the game, delay the game until next year, giving them time to iron out bugs, more polish, and by then more people will have upgraded to the new consoles anyway. And then at release, you could have had that enhanced version that's obviously going to be 10 times better when it does inevitably come out. Yeah, that's just my take. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found it informative. If you liked what you saw, maybe give a like or subscribe, or just comment your thoughts down below and leave.
Living in the side of your face, razor wire spinning.